So how does Bill Moyers' questioning fare against Hannity and Combs' handling of Reverend Wright? Joining us now from Media Research Center, Brent Bozell. Brent, two very different kinds of interviews, are they not?
Well, one was an interview and one was a setup piece. I think it's perfectly acceptable to have a hard-hitting interview, and it's perfectly acceptable to have a softball interview. But when a softball interview deliberately omits any serious coverage, any serious questions, any serious discussion, and goes so far as to deny things that the person being interviewed actually has said as a statement of fact, then that's just a puff piece. What is disgraceful about this, Alan, was not that Bill Moyers did it, but that he's using taxpayer dollars. That is something that to me is it's absolutely unacceptable to me. Alan, it's absolutely unacceptable that anybody, left or right, would use a form using American taxpayer money.
I never blame the right. You're always going after the left. But
no, if there was a conservative who was doing that in a New York second, I would do that.
Look, William F. Buckley for years used PBS's money. That was fine. He was a conservative. I've got no problem with that either. That's fine.
He spent 30 years debating liberals and eviscerating your side.
That's fine.
That was a debate.
But look,
that wasn't puff pieces to conservatives.
I don't have a problem with there being a place to put a guy on like Jeremiah Wright, even if it's on PBS, to draw him out, to get a better understanding, to get a better rounded picture of the man. I don't think we have to attack him or do a hard-hitting, necessarily challenging or confrontational gotcha interview. I think there's a place for that.
Wait a minute. Jeremiah Wright is on the record as saying that the United States government created the AIDS virus as a form of genocide against black people. Bill Moyers not only didn't question him on this, Bill Moyers started the show by dismissing that as a canard. Just the other day, Wright was asked about this again, and he refused to step away from it. And yet Moyers is denying it.
Hey, Brent, welcome to the program here. First of all, it was interesting how defensive he was when I was asking a simple question about black liberation theology and what the church stands for, and is there a double standard. He got very angry, very defensive, wanted to attack me. But Barack Obama himself has said in one of his books, I have it written down, 284, he supports black liberation theology. To answer that original question I asked, what if we replaced the word black with white and it's a presidential candidate? Wouldn't this have been, remember, this was an interview March of 2007. Wouldn't this have been a bigger issue by now?
Sean, the man is an intellectual coward. You asked him a simple question. All he needed to do was give you a straightforward answer and defend the positions that he takes in a bully pulpit in front of black audiences. Let him say on national television exactly what he felt. He talked over you, behind you, through you, around you, anything but answer the question.
Well, that happens a lot with liberals, Brent, so I'm a little bit used to this. All right, let's talk about, this goes to the heart and core. I found today's developments amazing. I watched the National Press Club and the appearance by Reverend Wright. He didn't say anything different than the, quote, snippets and the clips that they'd been complaining and Barack Obama was complaining were over and over again. All he did was reinforce every single thing that was of controversy that had come up. And only now is Barack Obama offended. Now, it doesn't pass the smell test. This is about a guy that sees the presidency slipping away and needs to throw his friend overboard to get there. Right?
Look, he is Barack Obama's worst nightmare. It's one of two things. He's either a megalomaniac who doesn't care about destroying his candidate, Obama, if he can get his Andy Warhol 15 minutes, or he is an absolute naive fool who doesn't realize what he's doing to his candidate. Well, it's one or the other.
But I think he also reveals that, Barack Obama, who prayed in private before the announcement, but disinvited me, prayed with me in the basement, that he's just a politician saying what politicians need to say, but he really does agree with me. Maybe as evidenced by the San Francisco comments, maybe by evidence by the comments of Michelle Obama, right?
The more Barack Obama denies knowledge of this man's background, the more suspect Barack Obama becomes. 20 years as his minister.
Last question.
You can't play.
If he left the church 5 years ago, wouldn't it be an issue today? Probably, right?
If he had denounced it, it would not be an issue.
Yeah, I agree. Appreciate it. Thanks, Brent Bozell. And coming up, Reverend Wright took aim at